Back in 2015, Montrezl Harrell was drafted in the second round as the 32nd pick by the Houston Rockets. Nothing that much interesting there. Teams always draft somebody in the second round, and in this case, the Houston Rockets got a 6'8", 240-pound forward who in his last year of college averaged almost 16 points and 9 rebounds at Louisville. Most of the second round draft picks just don't pan out. I mean, that's why those players fall into the second round. And Harrell's career started like most NBA careers start for late first or second round picks. He played sparingly, played in 39 out of possible 82 games, started just one, and in less than 10 minutes per game averaged 3.6 points and 1.7 rebounds. He didn't shoot threes, he sure brought some energy to the game, but otherwise he was pretty much your end of the bench, last few minutes of a blowout game type of guy. Gradually, he did become better, and in his second year with the Rockets, he moved up in the rotation and was now playing more than 18 minutes per game. More importantly, his efficiency improved, and he even made a three, although you would never mistake him for a shooter. He upped his averages to 9.1 points and 3.8 rebounds per game, and even had some great games on the way, like when he scored his career-high 29 points against the Clippers, and went 12 of 13 from the field to score 28 points in just 26 minutes off the bench against the Raptors. And little did he know that Clippers would actually be his next NBA stop. In the summer of 2017, Clippers decided they want to go in a different direction. The days of Lob City were counted, and they traded their superstar Chris Paul to the Rockets, and Montrezl Harrell was just one of the pieces that came back in that trade. And for the first season in LA, it looked like he would be just a one piece of a bigger trade to match the salaries. He played his regular 17 minutes per, scored in double digits, grabbed his fair share of rebounds, 4 per game, and he basically played the same role as he did with the Rockets. But as the Clippers continued their transformation from Lob City days, Montrezl Harrell actually became a vital piece and a valuable player. No, he wasn't starting, and at this point it was pretty clear that he won't be a starting material in the league, but what he did off the bench, the energy he brought every game, the hustle, all the little plays, he was a master of those. In his second year with the Clippers, not only he played full 82-game season, he also upped his minutes by almost 10 minutes per game. He averaged the career-high 16.6 points and 6.5 rebounds and finished third in the Sixth Man of the Year race. The best was yet to come though. Next season, he won the Sixth Man of the Year by averaging 18.6 points and 7.1 rebounds. He was even somewhat flirting with an appearance in an All-Star game. He was sort of a perfect player off the bench. He could score inside, he was energetic, he was winning hustling plays. He had become a player that every team needed. A team like Los Angeles Lakers, for example, who signed him to a 2-year deal for just $19 million. For a player who just had a career season, it seemed like a steal. And I don't know whether it was the Lakers or just a bad fit, or at 27 years old he somewhat had slowed down, but things just went downhill for Montrezl after signing with the Lakers. First of all, he didn't play as meaningful of a role with them in the regular season, and in the playoffs he was almost completely pushed out of the rotation. It was clear that the Lakers weren't going to be his home, and in the summer of 2021, he was once again a part of a superstar trade. Russell Westbrook went to the Lakers, and Montrezl Harrell was now a Washington Wizard. In Washington, he continued to fill his role as off-the-bench Energizer Bunny, but once again just for half a season, as before the trade deadline, he was traded to his hometown, the Charlotte Hornets. Only this time, it wasn't for a star or anything. Ish Smith, Vernon Carey Jr., and a second-round pick? So that kind of tells you where his career was at. He was nothing more than an outgoing salary at this point. A Sixth Man of the Year just a few seasons ago was now going around like a bag of chips. And it wasn't a long homecoming either, as after the season he didn't stay in Charlotte but instead signed a 2-year deal with the 76ers. But in Philadelphia, he was an afterthought. He reverted back to pretty much his rookie year in Houston. He played very little during the season, averaged 5.6 points and 2.8 rebounds in 11.9 minutes per game, and to make things worse, he suffered an ACL injury during summer, then was waived and missed the entire 2023-24 season. And even though he was healthy after missing a year, after a few unsuccessful seasons and a serious injury on his resume, no team in the NBA wanted him anymore. So Harrell continued his career in Australia. He signed with the Adelaide 36ers. It was his first full-time return to basketball in more than a year, and expectedly, he was one of the stars there. He averaged 20.5 points and 9.3 rebounds, and in his last game for Adelaide on January 26th, Harrell recorded 26 points and 8 rebounds. A week after his last game in Australia, he went up to Asia and signed with Zhejiang Golden Bulls in China. 2 weeks later, the team even announced that they have signed him for the rest of the season. But just a few days later, Harrell said he would not join the Bulls. So what happened? Well, one side says it was official, Harrell says it was not, but how Korean media portrays it, Harrell attempted to break a contract with Zhejiang, and not just because of change of heart. Another club, Xinjiang, offered more salary to Harrell. So what seems to be the situation now is that Harrell is under a double contract. Harrell signed with Zhejiang and then re-signed with Xinjiang, and now this situation is under investigation. As a Korean article states, Harrell returned to the US but still wants to play in the CBA. Now, of course, his chance to do so with this mess is reduced greatly. It has even come to an official statement from Sohu.com that if Harrell refuses to play for Zhejiang, there will be legal action taken. So it seems like not only has Montrezl Harrell lost all of his chances to come back to the NBA, but playing in CBA also seems like a pipe dream now. And it's interesting, right? A player that just 5 years ago was the 6th man of the year in the NBA, with nowadays salaries probably looking for 20 plus million in a year, now most likely won't even get his 1 million in China. It's quite a sad downfall, to be honest, whether it was his injury, declining skills, or maybe the fact that he couldn't shoot, which is sort of a norm in today's NBA for bigs. He was on top of the world in a way just 5 years ago, and now is without a club and potentially facing legal action. So that's what has happened to Montrezl Harrell. But what do you think, guys? Will Harrell eventually play in CBA? Maybe you even see him returning to NBA for some team. What do you remember about Montrezl Harrell in the NBA? Please leave your comment down below. Don't forget to like the video, share it, and of course, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. This is Purple Prince, and I'm out.